Yeah. So after registering in AAKRUTI, so the website, right? So after registering here, you are prompted to create a 3D experience account for joining into the platform. So we have a separate dashboard for AAKRUTI 2024, and you will be asked to ask your team members and everyone to be in that dashboard, where you will be creating a separate collaborative space. So a space where all the documents, designs, files, everything will be stored in the dashboard. So from there, the team will be accessed with the organizers. So they will be checking your designs and every data which is being submitted there, and everything progress there. So this is the 3D experience platform. And so the problem statements, as I said, to just give you a glimpse about the themes which is focused for this event. So for the green energy generation and transmission and storage theme, so here is an example for create a wind power generation for urban environments that is both efficient and aesthetically pleasing. So we have seen many wind turbines which are placed in the southern region of Tamil Nadu or else in the coastal region, and nowadays it is being implemented in the ocean areas also, right? So there are plenty of designs which are available for harnessing the wind energy. So from the waves and the wind which is available while traveling in the ocean areas, there are plenty of wind energy we can just harness for producing electrical energy. So that is one of the example for a green energy generation. So you can just make a design which is aesthetically pleasing, and it is efficient. The cost of production and everything is lower, right? So similarly for sustainable habitat and city infrastructure. So there are there are nowadays we are using the plastic materials, and some of the rules have been imposed to use things which are plastic free. So the cotton bags and everything, right? So we can focus upon building that material and providing that to the consumers to make sure the plastic usage is reduced. So likewise for sustainable mobility, now we are like there is a fear of like we are out of fossil fuels in the near future. So we are like moving towards the renewable energies such as wind energy and solar energy and many other renewable energies such as natural gas and everything. So we should focus upon developing the vehicle which uses the renewable energies. So similarly, that we can also modify the existing design, and we can modify the existing product which is readily available in the market. So that way also you can just focus on. It is not only meaning that you should only focus upon creating a new innovative product. You can just there are nowadays many products which have many benefit, but aside in the when focusing upon the disadvantages, there are many other things which need to be focused again to redevelop the product. So that way also you can just work upon and you can develop it. So finally, sustainable product for human wellness. As I said, the healthcare industry is very much vast, and you need to just build many products to improve the wellness of the humans. So we need to focus upon developing those products also. So one typical example will be like creating a chair for a paralysis patient. So in olden days, we used to move the vehicle, but nowadays electrical vehicles are now available for those patients. It is also integrated with many purposes like moving them automatically. So they can also climb the stairs, and many other features are being implemented in the vehicles. So you can also focus upon that. So these are the just an info about how we can focus upon the thing, because many people ask me about how to develop the idea, because we have the idea and we don't know how to select the theme. So when focusing upon the problem statement, you should make sure what the problem statement is, how it is going to impact, and how it is making use of the consumers. And then you should focus on the solution which you are going to submit to that event. So that solution you should be focusing upon in which category it is coming. So likewise, you can select and then you can focus upon it. So how many of you have created the team in the dashboard? Like it is mandatory to create a collaborative space and a dashboard for your team itself inside the AAKRUTI dashboard. So I guess most of you have done, but I need to know how many of you have done it. You can just text in the chat.
AAKRUTI, have you done it?
I individually created the experience platform, but I don't know about the others. I'll ask them.
Okay, yeah, that is what. So you should create an individual dashboard for your team, and then you can ask your members to join that. You can just invite them using their mail ID or else using their username in the collaborative space itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I will just show you a small glimpse of how you can create the collaborative space. So when joining the AAKRUTI dashboard, it will be similar for you like this. So simple dashboard will be like this, and you should be creating the first dashboard like this. So they will provide you a template priorly. So that template you should just replicate it. You don't need to directly edit that template. You need to first duplicate that one. So here is my duplicated dashboard, right? So now you can just edit it. You can rename with your team ID. So my name is like the last year team ID is Team Alive, and it would have an team ID with something a 2-digit or 3-digit number. Let me say 2023. So you can save it to rename your dashboard name, and then now you can add the widgets. So there are many widgets which will be widgets and applications will be available for you. So the main thing you should create is the collaborative space. So this is the 3D space, right? You can just drag and drop here. Okay. See, now it has shown my collaborative space. In this, you should create a new collaborative space and create same Team Alive 2023. So make sure you follow the design. Okay. So design is being selected and private content visible only to members, right? And after that, so now the new collaborative space is being created. Yeah, it has created. After creating this one, you should add the members. As I said, you can give some roles to all your team members. Say you can be a contributor, author, a leader, and owner. It doesn't depend upon which role you are giving. So it has some limitations, like some people would not be able to download the part, so they can just review only. So that will be like contributor will be providing the designs. Likewise, it will be. So there is no issues. Like you can give everyone as a contributor, so they can access every of the files available. Okay. So you can add their mail IDs or using their username. Okay. So Darun is my previous year teammate. So if I search his name, it is searching and you can find his name. After that, you can add. Like this is the separate collaborative space which I received as a student. So it is showing no results because I am only present in this collaborative space. So I don't have any other members in my team. in this collaborative space, in this dashboard as well, right? After requesting, it will go, it will directly mail them like regarding like, so the team member is asking to join you, like that it will be asking. And after accepting the invitation, she will be able to join you. Make sure that everyone has the 3D experience ID. So it is the main important thing we should be having, right? So this will be like the template which will be available for you will have all the apps which are required for you. So I just drag and drop the 3D space. So these will be priorly present in the template itself. If you need some other extra or some other extra designs or apps, you need to just drag and drop inside this to make use of it. So make sure you just create all your teams dashboard inside the AAKRUTI 2024's dashboard itself. So here also you can manage it, like you can add members. I have created team alive as a dashboard. In this, I need to add some people. So the committee, the organizing committee will ask you to add your members as well as the organizing committee. So they will provide you the organizing committee's name. You can just use this option, and they will ask you to add them as a owner itself. Like it will be like AAKRUTI organizing committee. Likewise, it will be. After you adding, so we can just make sure there are some options like the person can able to edit the content, and they are not able to they are only able to read the content. So if they will be prompting you to add the editing option also. So this is the first step after registering your team in AAKRUTI. So this is the initial step for this one. So now I will show you the timeline. So based upon the timeline, we can move towards the event. So this is the timeline for the event. Initially, May 20th is being suggested now. Maybe in some cases, the registration timeline might be extended because some universities are having examinations. So they might think of expanding the registration date also. I will make sure that if the registration date is extended, I will update it and ask your friends to join the team also, event also. So the next step is initial design concept submission. So this is the crucial step in which your idea is going to be selected or not by the event, right? Because this concept design has every data which is available for a product. So it is an overview of the product you are going to develop. I will share you the template for the last year's event, which will make you aware of how what are the things you need to be prepared now itself. So this is the initial design concept, IDC, submission template, right? You will be given the team ID after registering, and the team name, the selected team, you can just make sure you can edit it. After this, the team name and your team members details are here. So this is the problem identified. So you need to add the description of the problem which you are focusing on and how the problem is impacting. Because there are many problems which are available in the today's world, but you need to make sure how impactful the problem is. So developing a solution for the less impactful product might not get chance to further progress through the event, right? So you need to make sure the idea is more impactful and it is creating more success in the people also in their life. You can add a representative image. That doesn't mean you should need only add the design here. You can also add the problem statement. Like if I'm focusing upon the water pollution, you can simply add a water pollution image here. So next, theme you have selected. For the problem you have selected, what is the theme you have selected and why you have selected this theme, and what is the highlight behind this theme. So what is going to impact this, and what is the reason why you have chosen theme, and everything you can just make sure you can add here. So significance, here you need to add the detailed explanation of the impact it is going to create upon the problem. So nowadays, we can see the garbages are being thrown away normally in everywhere. So if we may produce a solution to throw the garbages in the garbage area, in the dustbin area, and we can make sure the collection of the garbage is also done perfectly. So this will impact the clean city and the sustained development, and it will also reduce many of the diseases and human wellness also. So that is the significant impact it is going to create. And you can add these information as a statistical data. So make sure you just don't add a qualitative reasons only. You need to add those data, specifying the statistic data, like how it is impacting, how it is growing, and how much people are affected by this thing, and in future how it will be impacting this much of people likewise. So these data will make sure that you have made some research on the problem statement, and how it is impacting, and your vision is focusing upon developing the solution. So that is why I asked you to add the relevant data perfectly. So the research findings. So what are all the research which are available for this for the particular problem statement? You need to like you can just say, now these are the researchers which are undergoing, and these are the results they are going to produce, or else they will be producing, and how this is impacting the people and everything. Likewise, you can provide in the research findings area. So this is the product specification you are going to give. So I would suggest to start working on the design part, and the material you are going to select and everything, because the product specification has a list of the required proposed solution, right? So you need to have at least a basic idea of the product you are going to select. So for example, if I'm getting a mobile phone, so we will be focusing upon the camera details, the storage, and how the build quality is, how much weight it is having, and then what is the processor which is being used, and everything, right? So these are the specifications you can give for the mobile phone. As like you should also be able to provide the specification of the products you are going to produce. So the technical information should be the thing which I have mentioned, and the human factors will also be similar thing. I will show some other examples for that also. So the concept direction. So you should be explaining about the way in which the product, the concept is being developed, and what are all the ways in which you had explored, and how you are developed the solution and everything. So this will be mainly related to the theme also. You must make sure your solution and the theme are both fusion here. So you need to provide those data in this title, right? So this is the initial design submit concept. Here you will be providing these data, and then this will be further analyzed, and then you will be working upon the final product design submission. So the final product design submission has all the data which you have explained here. So you should be submitting the design. If you had done the design, if you are doing some analysis on the structural strength or the fluid fluid things, you should be able to submit those data, and then you should be able to provide the cost of materials you are using, and all the data which supports the marketing also, because the product design event just not only focuses upon the design, you are just going to market the product also. So it is important you need to focus on the product's market value also. So how much it costs for the design, how much it costs for manufacturing the component, how will you procure the component, and everything will also be considered in the final product design submission. So you should be able to work upon the design concepts. So the products which you are going to use as the components, the bill of material, so the analysis part, and you should also make sure you take survey of the with the people also. Some problems would require people's advice and how they are imagining the solution would be, because only one person cannot be able to decide how it is going to impact, and many people have different perspective of the solution. So taking surveys with the people in the industries also will help you to add some valuable data in the event. I will show the template for final submission also, so that you can have an idea. So these things you will be explaining in the initial design concept itself. And this one, the significance, the research findings. Yeah. So this is the user panel. It is it is most important, because if I am the end user of the product, I should be how I am feeling, how my feedback is, what are my emotions, and everything while I'm using the product should be entered here. So it is similar to making making the users data. 1 minute. Okay. So what are the tasks you have provided the users, and what is the thing he has done? So if I'm taking the paralyzed patient's chair, so I need to give some data about his information. So the attitudes, beliefs, and motivation will be focusing on how he is feeling while using that product, and what is the outcome when he is doing. So the task will be like how he is operating, and what are all the tasks you have given, like moving inside, moving in the upstairs, moving on the staircase, and sliding area, how the vehicle is going, and everything. So these are the feelings in which he is feeling while operating the vehicle. So as I said, the product specification clearly. So it must have a detailed version here. So in initial design concept, you can provide a basic version, but here you should be able to provide a detailed version of it. So you should say how your solution is innovative and how it is going to clear the problem statement you have mentioned earlier. So these things you should be mentioning here. So the final CRAD products, if you are having that CAD data. So if you have worked upon some mechanism, some new structures or everything, you can just add those details here. So as I said previously, simulation data is also important. So what I ask you to add those simulation data also. So you should work upon the simulation part also if you are doing some products. So this will be helping to understand how the product is going to sustain while using. Even if you're designing a new product, it might have some drawbacks. You can also add those details here, and what is the what is the solution you will be focusing upon if you are going to develop in the future, and how it is going to make sure the prior drawbacks are being overcome with the new products. You can add those data here. So the design process, how you have done, what are the ideation concept, and in what way you have designed. So some design might take either 5 to 6 iterations to finalize the final design. Some might take only 2 to 3 iteration steps. So you should make sure to add those values and how you have designed those things and everywhere. So this is the impact which we have really submitted in the initial design concept itself. But you should be able now on the first time you won't be have a clear vision of how your product is going to be impacting. So after developing your product, you should be able to describe how it is going to create a positive impact upon the society. So the main thing which I said in the starting itself is the sustainability. So how sustainable your product is going to be. So you should provide the sustainability uh, features here, like the parameters which is focusing upon the sustainable data should be mentioned here. So as I said, you're going to market the product. So how the product is going to be uh, sustained in the market is also important. So that is the point where you are going to mention about the business viability. You should say how the designs are being calculated, what are the statistics for the problem statement, and how it is going to impact if your product is being utilized by the patient or the end user, how it is going to implement and how it is going to impact everything will be showing statistically here. As I said, the costing details should also be present because it is also a marketing area also. You need to be able to provide the cost details as a split up, how we are, in what ways your components are being procured, what's the cost of the procurement, and how you're manufacturing it, and how it is going to cost you, and the total BOM must also be mentioned here. Finally, you should also be able to provide a video which focus upon the pitching your product. So you must be able to explain about the features of your product, its solution, its impact, and everything in this pitch video. And the journey video, it is simply the background video, how we are working towards from the initial team registration up to the thing which is called final presentation. So what are the things you had followed initially registering and then focusing upon the initial design. So taking survey from the people, collecting the statistical data, uh, able to find some research data about how the problems is and its impact, and everything are being will be covered in the journey video also. So this will make the organizing team and the judges to how impactful your design and how you had been working upon your product solution. So this is the final slide, and you can have some idea upon how we are going to work upon, right? Yes. So if you couldn't know how to create the 3D experience platform using the dashboard, or else it will be difficult for you to initially work upon the 3D experience platform. So the organizing committee is planned for getting started with the 3D experience platform, and the time is 6 to 7:30 p.m. tomorrow evening. So make sure you join this event. I will share the link in the chat to registration. Yeah, you can just register in the event, and then you can know how the 3D experience dashboard you can work upon. So there are many tips which will be provided with Shubham sir and Kundlik Kagade sir. So they will be helping you with the doubts also. You can also ask your doubts with the team, with them to clear some 3D experience platforms doubts also. So now let me focus upon some of the key points you should be considering while doing the designs and everything. So initially, after registration, you should be collaborating with your mentor, asking for, you should be able to say your design idea and discuss with them. So they will be helping you to how we can improve in the weaker areas, and they can have some vision upon your product. So they will provide some impact inputs for you. So focus upon those things and start to work upon this. And in the previous meeting, we had Praveen, so the last year winner. He had their team has suggested some of the good points which you should be noting when designing the product. Make sure the two members are designing in a different way, because when two different ideas are going to be presented in the same product itself. If I am going to design the product, I will be having some idea and I have some mechanism in my mind. So I will be designing that thing. If my friend is designing, he will have some idea and his vision will be something different, and he has some mechanism in his mind. So he is going to work upon it. But my idea will have some advantages and disadvantages. Similarly, for him also, the mechanism will have some advantages and disadvantages. At the end of the day, you two-person meet together and discuss on the designs you had made so far. So you can just review, because if a person designs and he itself review his design, he can't find the flaws in his design. So if another person is seeing from his view, he can have some vision on the flaws or the improvement areas he can. And to make sure you just meet sometimes to improve your design. Don't design together uh, as a single product itself, because this will be helping you to find the relevant drawback and you can overcome this one after the next day. So if I'm designing one thing, so he is going to come and review this and give me some suggestion. At the end of the day, I'm going to think a new idea, so how to improve it. So the next day I will be working upon it and I'm going to review his design, and he will get some feedback from me, so he will work upon it. So finally, when the two feedbacks and every flaws are being eradicated, you will get the final product which has the similar vision of the team. So your teammates should have this type of collaboration with you, and just make sure that each member takes some roles. So two of them, I said, they are focusing upon the design. They must have some inspirations on the design they are going to develop. So they need to know what are the mechanisms they are working on. So they need to search upon it and improve it and try to replicate it, or else try new designs, try new methods, and able to calculate what are the requirements for the design. So the other two people should focus on the marketing the product and how it is going to impact, and they also need to focus on the surveys which I said. So people's perspective is also mainly important for a product, so they can just work on it and they can improve that side also. So these are the two things you need to mainly focus upon while designing. So for the initial design concept, you have some idea about how you are going to design the product. So you are going to provide the relevant data in the initial design concept, right? After that, after submitting the initial design concept, you should start working on the final design concept, which is going to create a major impact. So the initial design concept will be considered as uh, an active registration for your team. If you are not submitting your initial design, so the organizing committee will decide that your team is not going to further progress in the event. So you should be able to provide the perfect uh, data in the initial design concept itself, so they can have an idea of how your product will be. In the final design, you are going to be accessed assessed with whether you're going to be further progressing for the semi-finale or else a zonal. Likewise, there are many other parts which are going organized, which are going to be organized, because last year it was only within India. So we had zonals, semi-finale, and then the final event. So the zonal is something that which team are going to be selected from the southern zone, central zone, and northern zone. So they have some criteria for that. They have selected the teams, and those teams are segregated as 3 teams. They have conducted a semi-finale for each team, and in that semi-finale, the top 10 to 11 teams are selected, and they are asked to reach to Pune's Dassault System office for the final. At the final event, you are going to present your product in the real time. So in semi-finale, you will be presenting virtually to the organizing committee, but in finale, all the team members are going to present there, right? Uh, this is the thing you should be focusing upon, how we are going to progress. Uh, just focus upon impactful solutions. So don't think that you're going to work upon just a normal solution. Your solution should be impactful, and as I said, important. It is the research data should be very important, and the statistical data and the data which are supporting your product is which very much important, because here it is a product design event, and the judges will be looking upon the product, entire product. They won't look upon only the design you are designing as well, right? So they don't judge it is a complex design or it's a simple design. They only need an impactful solution for the society as a sustainable solution. So I would suggest you to focus upon everything: the design, the marketing of the product, and the data which are relevant for supporting your design, your product, and the research findings are important for your solution. And yes, these are the things I just wanted to share you. And you will be having some series of webinars for you. So those webinars are like planned to uh, what is design thinking, so how creative you should be. So we will be having some workshops with the experts. It will be organized by the AAKRUTI team itself. So I will see on the so what are all the things you will be getting. Just checking for the workshop details. So I think the workshop details hasn't been released yet. So last year we had some workshop upon design thinking and the product design and some digital solutions like with the AI also. So this year also you will be having some similar information also. Uh, so the workshop details will be announced soon, I think, because it is still in the initial. We are still in the registration phase itself, because 20th is the last date. So they are just working upon the registration part now. After registration, the teams will be given all the details. So there are many other activities which are organized for you in the AAKRUTI community itself. Like you will be providing the team's details, the entire team detail, and the team selfie. Also, there is also this. This is the first activity which I shared last year. So you should be taking a picture of your entire team with your mentor and posting that in the community. So that is the first activity. And if further activities will be the initial design concept submission, then there will be a challenge called Model Mania. So a design will be provided for you. One who designs the product fast will get a prize for that. So that is one of the activity. And similarly, we will be having the workshops will also be counted as an activity only. So registration part and attending the webinar will also be counted as the activity itself. So these are the things you should be focusing upon. Make sure you are just checking the dashboard every day, because every announcements are being only updated in the dashboard. You won't be the most important things only be shared with you in the mail. Everything will be provided in the dashboard. So every day you should be checking what are the updates and everything. So the update will be similar to this, like they will be highlighting. So they will be highlighting likewise. So here you can see something is highlighted here, right? The top one. This is how it will be also highlighted in the AAKRUTI dashboard also. You can just you can find it in the AAKRUTI's dashboard, and you can find what all the activities are being suggested. And it also has some timeline for each activity. So make sure you stick with the deadline and complete the activities. So each activities also have some points, which is finally evaluated for the final results. So in the finale, all the final points will be calculated, and then only the finale, the results will be published. So make sure you are completing every activities. Don't miss out anything. And yes, these are the things which I wanted to share you, the main part. And if you have some, like you have any questions or any other thing you would like to ask me, you can just ask me now. I would like to help you with it. Also, there's a prize for the college which is having most number of teams registered also. So if your college has most number of teams registered, so you will be getting that trophy.
Anybody wants to ask any question?
If you can't unmute, like you can just text in the chat. I think everyone can unmute themselves. The option is enabled for you.
So all are very clear with what Krishi Prasant has told. How do we register in the dashboard?
Yeah, you don't need to register it. So after creating the event registration, you will receive all the details in the mail ID, registered mail ID itself. So they will be sending all the invitation link for the dashboard, and they will also ask you to create the 3D experience ID. So initial step is the creation of 3D experience ID. So in the mail itself, they will share you the link showing how you can create the 3D experience ID in the YouTube video. After creating that, you can just move on joining the dashboard. So in the dashboard, after joining, you should start to create a separate collaborative space for your team. So for this, how to work with the dashboard and everything, there is an webinar being organized tomorrow. So you make sure you join this webinar to understand how the steps are and what are the tips and tricks you can just work with while working with the 3D experience platform, because the entire event is going to be done with the 3D experience platform only. In semi-finale also, you are asked to present the event from the dashboard itself. You are not, you should not be presenting the presentation as in the event. So you should share your entire dashboard, your customized dashboard. You should be able to share this thing to them.
So Krishi Prasant, shall we create a WhatsApp group where
Yes, ma'am.
all the participants have registered?
Yes, ma'am.
And any information you can just post it there, and immediately all the students will be attending, or any queries they can ask in the WhatsApp.
Yeah,
So
sure.
everything can happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who will take the responsibility? Argaradithan, can you?
Yeah,
All
sure, ma'am.
asleep?
I'll do it.
Huh? Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Is there any other questions? You can also unmute yourself to clear your questions also. Yeah, the main thing, I just forgot it. Is prototype very essential for the presentation? So in the semi-finale, it is not like you need to show the prototype, but in finale, it is not mandatory to show the prototype, but it is going to add some value for your design. Because if I'm going to design a product and just showing only the design, uh, the judges will consider, okay, this has been designed and he is just showcasing and he has worked upon these things. But if you show the real product or the prototype or a working model, so think of how it is going to impact them. So they can have a vision, okay, he has worked upon the product and he has provided the working model also. So it is a working model. Like if your working model is not working also, it is fine. You can just bring that model also and show them that these are the thing I have worked upon, and these are the issues you have faced while preparing the fabricating the working model. And you can just show them, there won't be no issue that if your working model is not working at the finale. So it's not mandatory also. So you can just show if you are having the working model or a prototype, so that will be adding more points to your final decision. So these are the things I just missed out in the last year. So my team didn't have a prototype, but the thing which got the winner, they had a working model prototype. And another team also had a working model. So with that, they just showcased the product of the solution to the judges. So they created a device to make byproducts of the banana leaves. So from the banana tree, they make use of every components, and they made some papers, bags, jute bags similar to that. So they made everything and they showcased it to the uh, judges. So they saw the products in the real time, how the app solution provide that product. So that is going to impact them, right? So in the real time, it will be helpful for you. Yes. Any other questions? As I said, it is not mandatory to submit the prototype, because some solution might take about lakhs to showcase the prototype itself. So what I just suggested, that if you are able to afford for the prototype, you can just work upon it. Make sure you are aligning every work and planning everything. So important thing is checking the dashboard every day. The activities is important. Any other questions? So make sure you join the tomorrow session to understand how the 3D experience platform is working. And if you would like a session with the organizers, like you have some more questions, detailed query also, you can also ask me. I will directly contact with the organizers to ask the question. You can also post your question in the AAKRUTI community itself. They will also answer the questions there. If you couldn't get the answers there, you can also ask me. I will help you with the doubts. Yeah, I think that is the end for the questions, I think so. So we can, as ma'am said, we can create a WhatsApp group, and you can just ask me the doubts if you are having so far in the further event. So that's the end, and I think we can just wind up the session, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, sure.
and, thank you so much for your time and for guiding our young students who are going to take
Thank
part
you,
in
ma'am.
this competition.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye. We'll wind up.